Her version, you've already heard. She told you about the rain. She told you about the fear. She told you that I left her standing there with nothing but a cold goodbye. She thinks she was the mistake. She thinks she was just a momentary lapse in judgment during a storm. She's wrong. Sophia wasn't the mistake. Walking away from her that morning, that was the mistake. And tonight, I want to tell you my truth. I remember the dinner party too. God, how could I forget? My life back then was a performance. I was married to Anna, and don't get me wrong, Anna is a force of nature. She shines, she demands attention. But living with a supernova, it burns you out. I was exhausted. I was playing the role of the happy husband, wearing a mask that was getting heavier every day. The room was loud. People were laughing at stories they had heard 1,000 times. I felt like I was suffocating. I felt like I was underwater and everyone else was breathing air. Then, I looked across the table, and I saw her, Sophia. She wasn't trying to shine. She wasn't trying to be the center of the universe. She was sitting in the corner, nursing her drink, looking invisible. But not to me. To me, she was the loudest thing in the room. I saw the sadness in her shoulders. I saw the exhaustion in her eyes, the exact same exhaustion I felt in my bones. She says I stared at her for 2 seconds. Confidant, I stared at her for an eternity. In those 2 seconds, I didn't just see my wife's best friend. I saw a mirror. I saw the only other person in the room who was drowning. When she looked away, it felt like the lights went out. Fast forward to the storm. Tuesday. I wasn't just riding my motorcycle because of the commute. I was riding because I couldn't stand to be in my own head anymore. The divorce was done, but the failure still tasted like ash in my mouth. I was cold, hollowed out. Then the sky opened up. The rain wasn't just water, it was violence. I got trapped under that overpass, shivering, shaking, feeling like the universe was trying to wash me off the face of the earth. Anna called. She's always trying to fix things even after she breaks them. "Go to Sophia's," she said. "She's closer." Sophia. My heart jump-started. I should have said no. I should have stayed under that bridge and frozen. Because I knew that going to her apartment was dangerous. Not because of the storm outside, but because of the storm inside me. But I went, like a moth to the flame. When she opened the door, she says time bent. No. Time stopped. She stood there. She smelled like vanilla and sandalwood, a scent that punched me right in the gut. She looked terrified, but she also looked beautiful. Not party beautiful, real beautiful. Messy hair, wide eyes, vulnerable. I was dripping wet, shaking from hypothermia, but the moment I saw her, I felt the first spark of warmth I'd felt in years. "I'm sorry to bother you," I said. I wasn't sorry for bothering her. I was sorry for what I knew was about to happen. I was sorry for dragging my chaos into her sanctuary. She handed me a towel. Her fingers brushed mine. She says it was a shock. For me, it was an anchor. Her hand was so warm. It was the only thing tethering me to the earth. I wanted to grab her hand and never let go. But I didn't. I held the towel. I let her pull away. Because I'm a coward. Or maybe because I was trying to be a good man. I took off my jacket. I sat on her couch. The apartment was small, quiet. It didn't feel like a stage. It felt like a home. We talked about nothing. The weather, the traffic. But I couldn't stop looking at her. Every movement she made, every nervous glance, it was pulling me in. Gravity. It was pure gravity. I said, "You seem different today." I meant, you seem like the only real thing in this world. Real, I said. You seem real. And I saw her walls crumble just a little bit. Then the lights died, and with them my resolve. In the dark, I couldn't see the ex-wife's best friend label anymore. I just saw a woman. The woman. I moved closer. I couldn't help it. I needed to be near her heat. I needed to know if she felt it too, or if I was crazy. I reached out. My hand trembled. I touched her face. Her skin was soft, so soft it made my chest ache. I traced her jawline, expecting her to slap me, to push me away, to tell me to get out. She didn't. She closed her eyes. She leaned into my hand. God, that small movement, that tiny inch she gave me, it destroyed me. It was permission. It was a confession. I whispered her name. Sophia. I leaned in, and for one terrifying, beautiful second, our mouths met. One kiss. It felt like breathing for the first time in years. But then, the lightning cracked. Then came the sun. The cruel, exposing sun. I stood at the door. My jacket was damp and heavy again. I looked at her. She looked broken. And I knew that I had done that. I had opened a door I couldn't walk through. If I stayed, if I kissed her then, it would destroy her life. Anna would never forgive her. Our mutual friends would villainize her. She would become the traitor. I would drag her down into my mess. I loved her too much in that short, violent burst of time to do that to her. So, I put the mask back on. I had to be cold. I had to be distant. Because if I showed her even 1 ounce of the love I felt in that moment, I would never, ever leave that apartment. Goodbye, Sophia. It was the hardest thing I've ever said. It felt like swallowing glass. I didn't say see you later because I knew I couldn't see her again. Not without ruining her. I walked out. I passed Anna on the stairs. She was happy, oblivious. She thanked me for waiting it out. I didn't wait out the storm. I walked right into the eye of it and I let it tear me apart. Sophia ran away. She moved. She vanished. She thinks I moved on. She thinks I don't remember. But my confidant, let me tell you my secret. Every time it rains, every time I hear thunder, I stop what I'm doing. I close my eyes, and I'm back on that couch, in the dock. I feel the warmth of her skin under my thumb, and I wonder, what would have happened if I had taken that last inch? What would have happened if I had been brave enough to stay? She asks if it was a mistake. No. The mistake was letting her go. Now, you know the other side. Don't judge her. If you have to judge anyone, judge me. Subscribe, and tell me in the comments, have you ever let the right person walk away because it was the right thing to do?